Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back. We are here for eHL Season 1, the Road to Northrend. That's the eGTV Hearthstone League, and we're here for cycle number 2, Group B, that is, of course, today. We have a couple of players here that we're going to be looking at. We are looking at Nick, Celedor, and Mr. Opium in Group number B. Of course, yesterday we did have Group A, and that seemed like a pretty close one. Of course, yesterday we did kind of play with around, I think, 3 members only, due to some couple of problems there on their end, but nevertheless, it's a pretty good showing yesterday. Unfortunately, we had a lot banking for Bjorn, but he just couldn't make it. A lot of mistakes there. Well, my name is Larc, by the way. I'm your main caster today, and today we've got a very special guest today here. His name is Chris, right? Chris?
Yeah, my name is Chris. Well, thank you for bringing me in. I love the game, and I'm great. I love to be here, and thanks for letting me join the table to witness some of the biggest games that we have in the scene now.
For sure. I hope you're excited, man. I mean, we're gonna be in for a lot of action here today. Well, Hearthstone action it is, if you can call slinging cards action. But yeah, I mean, it's a pretty fun showing here for sure. Why don't you, introduce yourself a bit? I heard that you're like a caster for LOL.
Yeah, so I'm actually not really say full-time, I would say my main is doing League of Legends, but currently I've been dipping around with Hearthstone, and I've been watching a couple of international players play as well. I think so far my favorite player in the scene now is Trump, because I love how he actually plans his deck around, and he's pretty much, well, he's not like a control player like StriveCrow, but every time I go to his channel to look at some of his deck list and some of the stuff that he does in Arena, it's pretty interesting, and I've been picking up some stuff. And of course, I've been watching eHL, and the season so far is looking pretty good. And I mean, the finals last time we had that Miracle Rook deck that was pretty interesting to see as well. So I'm expecting more actions from the players here.
Yeah, it was pretty insane. Anyways, guys, we should be starting game number 1 soon, and I want to get your predictions on what decks they're probably gonna go for. What do you think both these players are gonna be picking here before this first game? Sorry.
Well, I'm looking at the deck list now. I'm hoping that Nyx actually goes for aggressive start here with the Hunter, so
Interesting.
let's see what it is, and might be, there we go. Now we're gonna go into game, and it's gonna be the Shaman going up against Druid actually, so maybe holding on the Hunter later on.
Yeah, pretty interesting. So, of course, Druid, a very strong class matchup, always usually good. And oh my god, I think that's my dog in the background. Sorry for that, guys. But yeah, Shaman versus Druid, probably the closest matchup so far in this game. Shaman, kind of ranked second as towards the Druid because of the versatility of both these classes. But yeah, I mean, it seems it's pretty interesting. So, looking at the Druid deck though, it's very. What do you think it's kind of running? Like, is it a control? Is it, the Watchers, or?
Well, I'm looking at some of the cards in the list now. Some of it's pretty reactive play, but so far I think it's gonna be quite standard. Looking for the mid to late game play, get a few time in first, trying to survive the first few turns, and of course you're going up against a Shaman who's just gonna control you down like crazy, and see how it ends up from here. But it's quite interesting to actually have the Ardent Squire in the deck.
Yeah.
So a double Ardent Squire actually, that we see, and another one that was just drawn here. But Nick's gonna go ahead, get the totem in, and just not review as much as he need to. Yeah.
Yep, so Celedor here unfortunately still doesn't really have a play. He might even just decide to, I don't know, what do you think you should probably do here? Do you think you should just like hero power kill the 1/1, or play even the Irving Farseer, or even the Wild Pyromancer? What do you think?
Well, if he goes for the Farseer play, then he could effectively get a nice beefy creature on the board. He could go ahead and use the hero power to kill out the 1/1, that's for sure.
Yep.
And yeah, he decides to go with the Farseer play, so I don't think it's a bad play. Gets a nice solid creature up on the board, but there definitely has a lot of responses from Nyx here. And he's actually going for the Squire play again, so just flooding his board with small weenie creatures.
Yeah, it seems pretty interesting here. So a lot of 1/1s on the board and 2 totems so far, and Celedor still doesn't have another minion to play during his turn 4. Really looking forward for that, Chillwind Yeti. Unfortunately, there really isn't one for him now, and only left with that, Irving Farsi on the board. Probably just gonna get rid of the spell totem because it's just so dangerous to be kept on the board there. I'm just gonna go ahead and kill off the 1/1 with his hero power there. So yeah, I mean, effectively right now, Nyx only has a heal totem and the Archer Squire on his end of the board there.
Yeah, but Celedor, he definitely has a few control methods up his sleeves. You saw in his hand he has that swipe, so as that rare. So there's gonna be a lot of ways to deal with all this little weenies that's gonna come up. And actually, for Nyx here, he's gonna go ahead and use that axe to take out the Farseer, so making full use of the Divine Shield that the Squire has. And but Celedor, he'll be able to take it out the next turn anyway, so not so much of a problem for him.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty good play there by Nyx to actually go ahead and buff up his 3/5 there, so that it will be out of range for that swipe. Because unfortunately,
so it's out of swipe range.
Yeah, so it seems like he's not gonna be able to deal with that. He can actually deal with that the next turn without even using his hero power, because he does have the Wild Pyromancer there. What do you think is this play here? Do you think he should just play the Azure Drake for card draw, or just hero power up, kill the 1/1?
Yeah, you could.
What do you think?
Well, you could go for the Drake. It would put a creature on the board, but it's gonna get taken out by the Elemental. And I have to say though, if only he had one more mana on the board, he could do so much more wonders. But yeah, he's pretty much in an awkward position. What does he want to do? He probably want to use the Drake just to get the creature on the board and get the extra card draw in. And of course, he's playing that Druid, so doesn't have a problem late game. Doesn't have too much of an issue. So just looking to survive the turn, I think.
Yep, and
there's gonna be so there's gonna be an Elemental soon. But Nyx is actually gonna drop the totem, the Flame Tongue totem. So just getting that control on the board, getting some extra damage.
Wow, look at that. That's a 5/5 right now on the board. That's pretty good. Yep, it seems like Nyx is just controlling the board really well against this Druid, and Druid, unfortunately for him, he still doesn't have an answer. It does have his answer now. It does have the swipe and the Pyromancer. Unfortunately, if I'm not mistaken, the Flame Tongue totem will still survive here, but I think that's his only play. So yep, he's gonna go ahead and swipe the Unbound Elemental there. And it's gonna clear the board of everything except for the Flame Tongue totem, so yeah.
I think there's still pressure for Nyx now, for the time being. Could still answer quite effectively, and so far it's been a pretty even game, health-wise and card draw-wise, but I think as the game progresses, there's going to be a lot of pressure from Celedor, especially, to try to take down the Shaman. But of course, he does have some nice responses of his own.
That Flame Tongue totem actually kind of screwed him over there, because that was an 8/5 if I'm not mistaken, and instantly gets rid of that with the Big Game Hunter. So that's some good use there of the Big Game Hunter. Really, really nicely played by Celedor. And unfortunately for Nyx, he's gonna be just toteming up and even playing the Unbound Elemental. He's thinking about using Lightning Storm. Oh wow, he's actually gonna do it. So just for that one unit though. So what do you think about that?
I'm not too sure about it, because yeah, sure, you get the Big Game Hunter off the board, but 1-for-1 trade, and you still have that overload up your sleeve, and I'm not too sure if that's the best trade. And even for Celedor as well, using the Big Game Hunter and the Fire Elemental, sure, you get an 8 damage off the board, but there's definitely gonna be more scary stuff coming your way. But at least you get that damage rate off the board. That's not too bad on your own end. And yeah, using the Claw as well just to take out the totem. Yeah, so just trying to clear the board as much as can. The Hex comes through.
Yep.
He's gonna use that straight up, no hesitation at all.
Yeah, it seems like he knows that that's probably unfortunately for him. The thing is, there's a lot of other, creatures in hand for Celedor that can actually do a lot more as compared to that 5/5 Ancient of Lore. So he's probably gonna be biting himself in the back later on when he has to face things like Sylvanas and all that kind of jazz. So, I mean, he still does have a Earth Shock there in his hand, so that's pretty decent as well. But he's gonna Ragnaros here, so.
Oh wow!
Wow,
YOLO
Rag. Yep, coming up from deep down under. Who is it gonna hit? Is it gonna hit the 4/6? No, wow. It actually goes for
it goes for the face though.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad right now for Celedor here. He does have Sylvanas Windrunner if he wants to play that and kind of steal the 8/8 over, but that's gonna take another turn for him to actually kill it off. It seems like he's actually gonna go ahead with the Defender of Argus play. Quite interesting here. He's gonna buff up the 4/6 into a 5/7 and make that Yeti a 5/6 as well. So he's going to run the 5/6 in and maybe Wrath. Yep. So yeah,
I think that's the play there. Very smart play using the numbers. And I think definitely the YOLO Reg was looking for the Druid of the Claw and unfortunately just went straight for the face. And with that now, Celedor has somewhat equalized the board, get the Reg out of the way, but both players now having the same card draw and the same amount of health as well, but definitely Celedor coming up ahead. And actually Celedor is going to go ahead. Yeah, so innovate into the Sylvanas Windrunner, putting on the pressure against Nyx. And I definitely say that was a pretty smart move, and looking at the hand now, Nyx doesn't have the best answer to it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he could Lightning Storm there, but that will kill off one minion. He gets the top roll there on Sylvanas, but is it enough? Yeah, it does have an Earth Shock. That's easily going to deal with that. And he's actually going to play his Feral Wolves. So, yep, that's pretty good actually, coming back into this game because his Feral Wolves will trade nicely with that 5/2. Unfortunately for him, Celedor does have a Black Knight in hand, which can definitely be used. And he even has the Keeper of the Grove. Unfortunately, he doesn't have enough mana for hero power, so he's going to have to eventually trade the 5/2 off either ways to one of the Feral Spirits there.
I think it's still going to be a good trade though. So you get the Black Knight on the board, get one more beefy creature on the board. And I think the Druid of the Claw has served his purpose and should be going down the process. And actually he could still use the Keeper of the Grove though, but I think he's going to go ahead and trade straight up. And I think it's a pretty good decision on his own end. And using the Moonfire actually to clear out the totem. So I think just a little bit of respect for the spell power damage.
Yeah, like Spell Totem is just always a very, very strong thing to have, and if you had it paired up with that Azure Trig, which you can actually see in hand right there, a Lightning Bolt would definitely kill off the 4/5 there, so just afraid of things like that. He's actually going to go ahead and play his Ancient of Lore here. Definitely going to go for card draw. What cards is he going to get? He's going to get Wild Pyromancer and another swipe, so there's a second swipe, so that's really good for him. And seems like he's going to go ahead and trade this 4/5 to the 2/3 and the hero power and kill the 2/1, or he might even go for face here.
There's no pressure up on his end to actually clear the board. The Harvest Golem is not going to do anything much against his... all of his minions going to survive the trade here, but he doesn't know that. Actually, there's the Azure Drake and the Lightning Bolt, so that's going to cause a lot of hurt, and he draws the Fire Elemental as well.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. That is actually pretty interesting. I think he can actually just trade his Harvest Golem and get rid of the Ancient of Lore. No, he's actually going to go ahead and just kill off the 2/4 and run his Harvest Golem to face. So that's actually also very decent because now well, unfortunately for him though, Celedor does have an answer. He does have to swipe if he wants to use it.
Yeah. And for next year, he has blown both the Lightning Storm, so there's no effective huge AoE up his sleeves now if he decides to flood the board. And now he's going to go for the Wild Pyromancer play and actually go straight for the face. So
yeah,
I think he has lethal. Yeah, that's game. That's lethal there. And that's good game there.
Yeah, really well played actually. Yeah, completely forgot about that. Nyx unfortunately gets dropped out really fast here. And this first game of the day, by the way, this is the first series best out of 3. Nyx versus Celedor, and Celedor, he takes off the first game against Nyx right there. What are your thoughts about that game, man?
Well, I guess this is why you definitely call Druid the #1 class now. There's just so many ways to deal with all this. You have so many ways to deal with different situations, and I think Shaman, he actually put up a good fight there, but eventually the Wall Pyromancer play came through, and we kind of forgot about the lethal damage as well.
For sure. So it seems like, okay, I want to ask you, what do you think is the response here for Nyx in order to deal with Celedor's Druid right now?
He could go for a mirror match, but I think both players would try to avoid it. And, he could still go for the Beast Rush, I think, but going up against the Druid who has so much control is going to be quite difficult. So either way, it's a bit of a difficult situation for Nyx. His best chance in it was actually the Shaman, but it didn't come true for him.
Okay, so
he could still go for the mirror match though. So
yeah,
no, he's gonna go ahead and use the Beast.
Yeah, so he's gonna go for his Hunter deck here, and his Hunter deck is kind of interesting because there is a
I call it the
Beast.
What am I saying?
Yeah, it has a certain amount of rush, but it seems like he's got things like Stampeding Kodo and Stranglethorn Tiger and like Savannah Hymen. So, what kind of deck do you think this is?
Well, it's not the standard. Okay, not really say the standard. It's not really the rush deck that we are so used to seeing, and the Unleash the Hounds combo as well. So he's not going for straight beatdown, but a slower pace. Well, I think I called the Hunter the Beast because I was looking at the deck name and it's called Beast Cleave.
Beast Cleave.
So got me a little confused there. And actually Nyx has some interesting cards in his Hunter deck, and I hope he actually draws up for himself. See stuff like King Mukla, and
yeah,
I wonder how that's gonna play out.
It would have been so good if he had King Mukla here, because he could have just coined King Mukla, but unfortunately he doesn't have it in hand. He's actually gonna go ahead and play the Loot Hoarder, and that will kind of force out Celedor to attack into this and not play another minion for this turn, which kind of delays the this right here. He can just avoid the damage because he does have the armor from his hero power there. So he's thinking, man. He's thinking, do I want to kill this off? Yeah, he's gonna go ahead and just make sure he gets rid of it. There's gonna be an extra card draw for Nyx, and Nyx has a lot of options to play in the next turn. Seems like he has the Animal Companion, which is definitely very, very good and can be buffed up the next turn by the Houndmaster. So hopefully Celedor finds some quick answers here. Still doesn't have his Yeti. Still doesn't have a solid 4-drop in hand right now. What do you think is this play here? Oh, swipe. Wow.
I think he's thinking about a swipe. Wow, so quick response there. No hesitation at all, and and Nyx actually draws another Animal Companion in the top deck in. And he's gonna get the charge in and the buffer, and gonna go straight for the face, and yeah, he has some great responses. He's gonna use the Wrath to clear up the Huffer straight away.
Yeah, so the Huffer is going to go down. He's going to heal himself back up. Puts up a good minion there, the Irving Farseer at least. And now Nyx, he's left with no minion on the board. Doesn't have really anything to buff, but he's going to go ahead and coin out the Savannah Hymen. So that's going to be really, really good for him. Not sure if Celedor has anything to respond to this right now. He does have literally nothing actually, yeah. I mean, he could Druid of the Claw to run right into it, but seems like he's just going to go attack face and play the bear form.
Yeah, Druid of the Claw just to block out the Chimera there. So at least for Nyx, he does have some nice responses of his own. He could set the traps in and put on some pressure onto Celedor, and then go straight for the Druid of the Claw.
Do you think he should?
But he's gonna be careful though.
Oh, he's gonna do it. Oh, he missed it.
Oh, he missed it though.
Yeah, that's pretty sad.
And that's my phone ringing in the background, so not sure if you can hear it though.
Yep. Yeah.
And at least for him, if let me try to shut that off for the meantime.
Yeah, well,
Go for a
anyways,
quick one.
yeah, it seems like the Savannah Hymen, unfortunately, is still on the board. Whether or not he takes another point of damage, it's up to Celedor. But he's probably gonna use the Keeper of the Grove to... He's thinking, do I kill it? Do I silence it? Because he's still gonna be able to have 2/2 hyenas on the board, so... seems like he's gonna have a tough decision here. He's gonna silence it, take 6 damage. So that's fine, at least the Savannah Hymen doesn't respawn back into the 2 little hyenas there. And now Nyx is in a pretty good spot. He does have the answer there. He has 2 answers in fact. He's gonna go ahead and Cardra as well, because he does have the Starving Buzzard. He's thinking about keeping it in case for like Unleash the Hound, Starving Buzzard combination, I believe. So just gonna go ahead and hero power up here and down to twin life already for Celedor, and Nyx is doing a pretty good job so far.
Yeah, but he does draw the Savannas, and I think that's a pretty good way to maybe put on some pressure against Nyx here. And he's gonna go ahead and play it, and of course, with the hero power, get some extra armor and get some damage in.
Now, what do you think is his choice? Next year can actually play the Freeze Trap, but I guess that would be kind of easy to counter. Oh, he's gonna go ahead and yep, the Freeze Trap I believe does proc when Sylvanas even attacks a minion, right?
Yeah, definitely. So that's gonna bring up the mana cost. And I like the play here from Nyx actually, just going straight for pressure and. Just like we were talking about it, you know, not the usual beatdown hunter that we are very used to seeing, and he's playing it in a rather controlly manner, and he's doing it quite well for himself now. And so far, we're seeing great responses from Nyx.
Yeah, but guess what, man? I mean, Celedor has a Black Knight in hand. He could actually kill that off. He's thinking about actually running his 5/5 into that, but if he does that, that's ultimately going to be a 8 mana cost, I believe. 8 mana cost the Sylvanas Windrunner. So yeah. Yeah,
but he doesn't know what the secret is, and
exactly.
It's just so frustrating to play against the secret sometimes. You don't know what's the play, and
would you just
you gotta take a gamble.
Oh, he's gonna do it. Oh no. Okay. Alright, so that's gonna go back in his hand for 8 mana. So well, I guess that's an easy. Now that's easy for him because he could just, you know, Black Knight value right here, instantly kill us to 5/7.
Yep, exactly. So
thinking about it, surprisingly. Okay, so he's gonna go ahead and get rid of the 5/7 there. So value redeemed, at least Allura Man making his entrance there, and he's gonna be the little Batman there, the Dark Knight, making sure to get rid of that 5/7 Kodo, and he's gonna go attack phase with his hero power there and end the turn. So looking pretty good though, still for Celedor. At least is able to respond to what Nyx threw out there. And Nyx, unfortunately, now doesn't really have anything that can actually deal with the 4/5 now. She's gonna go ahead and put more pressure on the board. This is actually very good because the Druid's actually down to 9 life. Do you think you should actually heal her?
Well, he does have some good cards up his sleeve, because if you look at the cards now, it's pretty quality cards. So he's in no pressure to get the card draw in. So I think actually healing up could be a good choice because he needs to avoid getting rushed down by Nyx. And if you look at Nyx's hand now, it's not too much of a quality draw, I think.
Oh, but here's the problem though. I think that maybe he should actually play the Druid of the Claw instead. Because let's think about it. If he uses, if he plays his Ancient of Glory and heals for 5. He's instantly gonna still take 5 damage, isn't he? From the
tiger.
Yeah, tiger, and then he can hero power. So I don't know. I guess just going for the play is the better choice. It seems. Just make sure not to be put in a bad spot. He's thinking about attacking face, but he knows that it's probably a flame trap, so doesn't want his 4/1 to die. That's a pretty good decision here by him.
Yeah.
Oh, that can actually help. Yep.
That is a pretty nice card to have now, I would say. And let's see, does he have lethal on board here? 5, 6? No, he doesn't, but he's gonna put a load of pressure. And of course, with the explosive trap laid down as well, he could just wear him down, use the hero power as well. And Celedor doesn't have much of a response to. He doesn't have the heal or the early ring fastest to keep him alive, so he has to be very careful. But I think
Oh,
for next year, what's he gonna play actually? So
actually, can't he play the knife juggler? And then, I mean, just to get more damage in, like knife juggler. It's too bad he doesn't have Unleash the Hounds. Because if he had that, he could use that with the Leroy Jenkins.
yeah, and just as I said that Celedor gets the early ring faster, and
Mm-hmm.
definitely he should.
Heal up, yep.
Yeah, and I think Celedor is definitely
Uh-oh.
gonna lose the Black Knight now, so he's just gonna go ahead and proc the explosive trap, so he know that it was an inevitable doom for the Knight there. So gonna clear that out and get some damage in, but he's definitely put in a bad spot now. That's the Leroy Jenkins play. And actually, yeah, gonna pop that Druid of the Claw now. That's gonna help a lot. And use that faster to heal up. So I think generally still keeping alive in this game and having some nice responses of his own. And now it's gonna put pressure on Nyx now. What's he gonna do to take out the big melee taunt that he has?
He actually gets a Eaglehorn bow there. Now, do you think he should Eaglehorn bow, kill the 4/6, lay down a explosive trap? Oh, he's actually gonna use Leroy Jenkins to get rid of that explosive trap here. Hero power, interesting. Still keeping the 5 on the board because he doesn't want to let Celedor deal with that. And he might just even end the turn. Wow. Okay, so this is a pretty decent play, I guess. Because everything on the board will die except for the Ancient of Lore and the Irving Farseer there.
He's gonna clear out the whelps at least. And I think at least for Celedor, he still has some pretty beefy and strong minions in his own hand. But he definitely has to watch out for his health here because there's a stealthed up waiting 5 damage just waiting to hit his face. But now he's definitely applying the pressure on the Nyx now. Now he's the one that needs to worry about his health here.
Oh, that's a perfect top deck.
Oh yeah, definitely gets the Argus in.
Okay, this is looking actually pretty bad for Nyx right now. He doesn't have an answer. He does have Houndmaster. It's unfortunate though, because he has to deal with 2 Thonts. And I think he's actually gonna die.
Is there a way for... No, there's no way for him to respond to it actually, so I think this is gonna be game.
Okay, so he's gonna at least get rid of the 2/3. Oh, he gets a dagger into the 4/1. Interesting.
I think he was trying to pray to get the RNG factor in and actually use that 1 point of damage. Yeah, looking for the 5/1, but doesn't get that. So yeah, GG is gonna be game.
Yep.
Wow, a turn of events actually.
Yeah, that was really close. If he did get the dagger though, he would have been able to survive 1 more turn, but little does he know that there is a swipe in hand for, if I'm not mistaken, for was it? Yeah, for Nyx, I think. Nyx had a swipe in hand, so yeah, it's a little funny to see that actually the turn of events there. Very well played there by Nyx. So it's gonna be 1 game apiece, I believe, and it's gonna be pretty decent. Gonna go into a game number 3, and what do you think the next deck is gonna be?
I think Celedor has it up by 2 and he's
oh really?
Pretty strong.
Okay, wait, sorry, I'm confused. Okay, yeah.
Celedor is 2
okay, yeah. 2 there, my bad. My bad. My bad. Okay, I'm slightly unfazed right now. Okay, so, okay. My bad, peeps. That's a 2-0 victory there for Celedor, and unfortunately for Nyx, it seems he's gonna get dropped very fast in this series, so... Yeah, of course. No, I know. I'm just saying that he dropped out in this series, so that's pretty interesting to see. And guys, we have a lot more Hearthstone action, so don't go anywhere. We'll probably be right back in a couple of minutes, so stay tuned and don't go anywhere.